What do laser pointers and drones have in common? Actually, almost nothing, except perhaps that they're both battery operated, which is also true for a whole bunch of other gadgets. But there's one other thing that was recently mentioned in the Rat Creek Press, a local Edmonton newspaper. According to the author, Rebecca Brunham, both can put aircraft at risk. The article starts by asking this question: have you or someone you know ever taken a laser and pointed it at an airplane or a helicopter just to see what happens? Or decided to fly your drone near a helipad or an emergency? Then it goes on, well, this has become a problem. Hello, I'm George, and this is the one. It seems there are at least 3 very distinct scenarios described here, but I think what she's trying to say is that both laser pointers and drones can be misused, and that it seems to happen more often than ever. I know nothing about laser pointers, so I went on Amazon and searched for one. Turns out I can get one for $25. A lot cheaper than a drone.
Whoa.
Are they any fun?
No.
What are laser pointers even used for? According to the ad, they have multiple uses. This green pointer can be used for presentations, astronomy, hiking, hunting, camping, and playing with your pet. There's also a warning. Caution, do not aim a single light beam toward a head and eyes. Please place it properly where children can't get to it. That makes sense. I would imagine that there are more warnings in the instruction manual once you unbox your laser pointer. Maybe even something about not pointing it at aircraft? But I can't confirm that. The laser reaches as far as 2,000 meters at night, which is definitely enough to reach some aircraft, and it's not hard to understand that this could be a potential hazard. What I know a bit more about are drones. In Canada, drones are sold just like laser pointers. You can find them on Amazon or, as the article states, at Costco or Best Buy. Apparently right alongside the lasers. To fly a drone between 250 grams and 25 kilos, as the article states correctly, they need to be registered and marked with their registration number. There's no mention of the 2 levels of licenses. And that's too bad because, believe it or not, a lot of would-be drone pilots go out and buy themselves a drone without knowing any of this. Some retailers may point consumers into the right direction, making them aware of those requirements. But don't we all know that in the real world, sales are the top priority? I myself started out flying drones completely illegally, oblivious to the rules and the potential dangers. Sure, there were some warnings in the instruction manual, but I glanced over them so quickly that I actually thought that only drones over 25 kilos needed to be registered and flown by licensed operators. While you probably can't register your laser pointer, I think it should be mandatory to register your drone right at the point of sale. Not only would that ensure that it's being done, it would also keep unlicensed would-be pilots from buying them. The basic drone license in Canada is nothing but an online test. You can take a course to pass it, or you can read up on aviation, rules, and general drone knowledge on your own. You're even allowed to Google stuff during the test. The objective is just to make you aware of what you can and what you can't do, and how it impacts others, including those in manned aircraft. One thing the article does not mention are the sub-250 gram drones. Currently, anyone can buy one of those and fly it almost completely unrestricted. I would bet that most of the drones causing trouble with aviation and emergency obstructions are sub 250 gram drones flown by people who know nothing about aviation. And I'm sort of on board with leaving them unrestricted, as there really haven't been any disasters caused by mini drones as far as I'm aware. Even the article in the Rat Creek Press says that there are currently no published statistics on recent flight issues. There's one simple rule governing the use of sub 250 gram drones that covers pretty much everything. Simply put, don't do anything reckless. But of course, this could be open to questionable interpretations, especially if most drone users are unaware of the risks their drones could pose. So, why not make all drone users pass the same basic tests before they can get their hands on one? Oh yeah, that would kill sales, but what are the real priorities? Who is responsible for not knowing they're endangering an aircraft when they just bought an item at Costco that is being marketed like a toy? Is it reckless behavior to fly near a heliport when this is actually legal with a small drone and the operator has no idea that there even is one? While it's problematic, I hardly think it qualifies as reckless. Since our would-be pilot is probably not the most experienced at controlling the drone, accidents could happen as soon as a helicopter appears in close proximity. Things happen fast in aviation. That's why awareness is so important. Rebecca writes in her article that the Canadian Air Ambulance Service, STARS for short, is requesting public assistance in safe drone and laser usage. I can guarantee you that the general public has no idea about drones. It actually worries me what that assistance might look like, especially from the perspective of a licensed drone pilot who happens to do a shoot near the airport or a heliport. Hey! Sometimes drone jobs involve flying in controlled airspace, and there are procedures in place to handle this safely. Nothing is more annoying than being approached by a concerned bystander who thinks they need to intervene because they believe a drone is spying on them. Or perhaps they're convinced that the drone is posing a hazard to manned air traffic. The article also contains a quote by the director of STARS, the Air Ambulance Service.
Drones flown irresponsibly near our flight paths can endanger our crew and our patients on board. So we're looking to our community and to our supporters to help raise awareness of these dangers and prioritize safety over curiosity.
There's absolutely no denying that, and the man wouldn't bring it up if it never happened. Obviously, a licensed drone pilot is far less likely to do this kind of thing. First of all, they have learned about the dangers to manned aircraft. And secondly, they will comply because they probably value their license to fly. Sub 250 gram drones have become very capable in recent years. The Canadian aviation regulations, known as CAR, have not kept up. While small drones may have been backyard toys in the not-too-distant past, today they can be flown miles away from their operator and maintain perfect control well beyond visual line of sight. Some can easily remain in the air for more than half an hour and cover great distances within that time. It's fantastic. Those mini drones are awesome, and thanks to the wide open use, they give all drone operators possibilities never thought possible, even just a few years ago. But there's a downside. Knowing that the director of an air ambulance service is asking the public to assist with drone and apparently laser safety doesn't exactly make me feel good. The article also has a quote from the STARS Director of Flight Operations.
Our pilots and crew members are highly trained to handle a variety of challenges. But the increased use of lasers and drones, especially this summer near our aircraft, is a growing concern. From night operations to challenging conditions, our pilots try to minimize those hazards which can disrupt critical rescue missions and put both our crew, patients, and the communities we serve at risk.
So guys, leave me your comments please. What would you think of the basic license becoming mandatory for all people purchasing a drone? Yes, it would mean no more drone for your 12-year-old kid for Christmas. Unless, of course, that kid is a bit older and able to pass a drone test. So far, it seems like nothing serious has ever happened as a result of flying a mini drone. And please correct me if I'm wrong here. Let's make sure everyone who flies a drone, any drone, knows what the risks are, so we can all keep flying with as few restrictions as we have today. I actually like the rules in the US where any pilot has to pass the TRUST, the Recreational UAS Safety Test. Whether you agree with me or not, I think the discussion is worth having, so please give this video a thumbs up, and while you're at it, subscribe to my channel. Hey, thank you, and I'll see you soon in another video. So why not check out the one that's on the screen right this moment?